Hello and welcome everyone to another episode. I'm Goosexi, and today we will add on yet another piece to our refinery. And so we won't be doing just one piece, we'll be doing two, which one of them is the solar panels for this base, and the other one's kind of like the RCS fuel storage / connection piece. Basically, you can't land one without the other, so I figured we might as well put both of them in because I don't want to stretch this base building out any longer than what it should be. And I feel like something like that is something that should just be in one episode instead of two. So let's kind of get this on the road here, or well, I guess there's no roads in space. Let's get this in orbit, or not orbit. Let's get this landed. Yeah, that works the best possible way. So this should be the fuel. Yeah, no, that's the fuel outpost. We need the refinery, so we're kind of need to go off to the side here just a smidgen and burn this way. So the second landing, as always, I will do my best on speeding most of that up. That way you don't have to suffer through two complete landings, which isn't always the funnest thing to watch. Now, it looks as if we might be getting pretty close. I think we need to do another little burn this way because we're starting to go off in that direction, which is not the way that we need to go. All right. So yeah, I hope you guys are liking my live streams as far as World of Warships. That is going to be probably something more on the regular, at least that game. And I'll probably do some more Kerbal Space Program here too eventually. I ended up missing an episode, the live stream on Saturday to unforeseen circumstances, which I'd rather not really get into. But yeah, it wasn't the funnest thing to deal with. I'll put it that way. But yeah, so every Saturday is a live stream. Just so for you new people who are not aware of what I'm talking about, yeah, I wasn't able to do it this Saturday, so I kind of made up for it on Sunday by doing like a 2-hour long live stream. And I don't know, I had some fun on World of Warships. I hope you guys enjoyed that. I really do like that game, very much so. And we need to slow down just a smidgen because coming in, yeah, the little too fast. Just a little bit. Let's kind of line this up here a little bit more. And we're going to probably come down right next to the base, which is going to be absolutely wonderful. Less maneuvering, the better, I always say. All right. So there's the base looking pretty. And I can't wait, which side? I always get mixed up with this base now just because it's so new as to which side is which. There's no real definition on it as to which side has what panels and whatnot. All right, let's just get this down. So here is our main shell of the base. Right. Oop, yep, nope, yep. That. What is this doing? Turn off the SAS, and that will probably solve things a little bit. Wait, turn that back on, otherwise this will fall over. Yeah, there we go. Just leave it just like that. Yeah, so this is the front of the base right here. So there will be kind of like a little hab module on the front here. This is like the front of the base. I'm planning on putting a smaller kind of hab module, if maybe not even putting one at all. I'm not sure yet. And then we're going to expand out basically in every direction. So, yeah, let's get the second module down, and I will see you in, once we get it landed. All right, and we finally have gotten our last piece down to the surface, and everything is looking wonderful. So let's just quick save once we can get this thing from not moving. Okay, all right, perfect. So we'll save it right here. So I did kind of do some extra things where I've created some ways to save on parts, which instead of having these be detachable, they are one solid piece. So like all these RCS containers are all connected to this piece here, and there's there's no way to detach it. And I think that's a much better way, at least to some degree, as far as parts. Also, it saves you on missions, because if you can launch everything together, which, if you look at these little structural fuselages, there is almost no weight to them at all. I mean, it is, if you're trying to save on weight, it's the wrong place to think that these structural fuselages are causing any issues as far as the weight. So let's get rid of these tanks in favor of our smaller, more adjustable tanks, or our more adjustable engines. And we need to go this way real quickly and then get this thing docked right up. I didn't I did quick save just in case something happened. The one thing you really want to do with stuff like this, if you guys are ever building bases, is look into always quick saving, because you'll end up making mistakes along the way, and the last thing you want to do is ruin especially a very large significant gain that you've made in base construction because you make one very stupid mistake. And I've done that many times, actually way too many times to count. And it really is just funny, because sometimes you can just attach one piece, and for some reason, the Kraken come along and then just rip it to shreds. And there's really nothing you can do except for sit back and watch your whole base get ripped apart. And it brings a tear to my eye to know that I spent, in some cases, if I spent more than like 10 hours or 5 hours or even a couple hours building something and watching it just go straight to waste. That just is not fun. So let's get closer. We're almost docked up, because I'm not really concerned with the precision on this module, because it's not really. It looks like it's pretty good. I'm not gonna complain. That looks actually really good. So I'm not gonna worry about fuel storage, at least for now. I'll do most of that off of camera. Or if anything, I'll get it set up really quickly, and then maybe we'll do a little cut or something like that. And yeah, let's get this over there. This one, it will be significantly easier as well. I can't help but feel like I'm wasting this fuel, but there's really nothing we can do to get it docked up other than, I don't know, if I can somehow maneuver with these engines. Maybe I can do that. Is it really worth it for... Yeah, it's not even worth it for that much fuel. I really don't care. Say what you want. I'm going to make things easier on myself. Yeah, there we go. Raise ourselves up. Push over. That's all we have to do, and we will be locked up, or, well, docked up in no time. Are we going to continue to go up? Yeah, no, I don't need to do that. Although we are pretty well lined up here. Just bring it over just a little bit more. And I don't even think we're going to have to really adjust it. I kind of might line this up just a little bit, just to make things a little bit nicer and a little bit more flush. Just kind of line it up ever so nicely. So this will be our first major addition to this base. There are at least a good 5 or 6 more major additions that we're going to have to do at some point, just to get this refinery at 100% capacity. And that will be a very happy day in my book. A very, very happy day. So let's see. All right, we're almost there. I also, if any of you guys plan on building sky cranes yourself, not sky cranes, land bases, I recommend using sky cranes. It is probably the easiest, most frustration-free way of building these things without going absolutely insane. There are a bunch of different ways you can kind of go about it. If you guys look at some of my older episodes, I have tried just about every single way to really build one of these things, and this just turns out to be the best one. The absolutely, probably the best and easiest and most frustration-free way of building a base. Let's see. There isn't very much fuel here, so I don't think I'm gonna cut. It's not like There's a ton of fuel in here. Although I do want to save as much as I can. I think I'm going to leave a little bit in. We're almost going to have like a completely full tank. I might end up having to get one of my tankers down here in order to save what little fuel we do have in here. We almost got half a tank saved up, and this is like our first mission, which is pretty good. I put some RCS in here just in case, kind of as a backup. So we do have a pretty big amount of fuel storage on the surface already. I mean, we haven't really gotten to the point where we're producing any, but we are looking pretty good in that aspect. I mean, I don't really have any complaints, but let's see. I'll put in like 30-40 units in here. That works. And same thing with this one. I'll put a little bit in here. That way we can use this to fly these sky cranes away. There we go. And yeah, well, I'll get the solar panels set up here. So actually, I'm gonna close this first. I don't feel comfortable having these sky cranes next to it. Let's get these detached, and I'll in a second here. All right, and that's looking nice. Everything's looking absolutely wonderful. So I just kind of docked these, threw both of them over here for now. I'm going to end up crashing them into a mountain or something like I always do, because I guess this episode we aren't going to really get any explosions like normal. But hey, can't have them every episode. But unfortunately, I think the next one we're going to have to double down just to fulfill that need to have things blow up, especially on the surface of Minmus. So you guys can look in the horizon there. You can see there's our our mining outpost, our fuel outpost, and then kind of off in the distance here as well is our outpost Alpha. This is like our main ground base. At least for now, I think I might end up either scrapping it or building another one or moving this someplace else. Not really sure on what I want to do yet, but I want to build like a really massive ground base or something like that. Or maybe we'll build like a massive mobile base again like we did before. Anyways, guys, if you like what you see here, subscribe. There's always more to come. To all you new people, welcome. Please support me, by liking this video, leaving comments, what have you, and check out my Patreon, Twitter, and all that other good stuff. And yeah, I will see you next time.